Hey, my name's Daniel Miller, and this is my new life story. I didn't have to go to church. A lot of families make the kids go to churches or whatever. I was never introduced to that. I grew up in a crazy, abusive family out in the country in Kansas, and I ended up hitting prison when I was 15 years old. So when I went in there, I had been beaten on by a grown man since I was 3 years old. So prison was a safe place for me. You know, I thrived in it. I knew that when you're in prison, you're either running with the pack or you're hunted by them. That's the two things. And so I went in Rome, do as they do. And I heard about a place called Interchange Freedom Initiative. It's now known as the Brothers in Blue in Kansas prisons. And it was a Christian program, you know. And I heard about this place. And I'm thinking, man, I still got 7, 8 years to do. I can go here and I can escape because everyone who goes there gets minimum custody. So that was my plan. I was going there to escape. And it was crazy because I see all these guys hugging and everything else. And I went to the director, Don, and I said, hey, Don, look, I'm not down with this whole hug-a-thug thing. So I'm probably not. This probably isn't the thing for me, man. I'm going to go. I don't even like Christians. Everyone who in prison knew my reputation. I did not like Christians. If you were a Christian, you know, I'd throw you and your stuff off the top run. I didn't care. I didn't like them, and so that's how it was. Don told me, he said, Daniel, look, he said, do me one favor. He said, give me your word you'll stay here for 1 year. And all I'm asking you to do is for 1 year, sit down for 30 minutes every day and read the Bible. And I did it, and I read the Bible 16 times in that year. And Jesus says, if you knew who I was, you would ask me for a drink, and I'd give you that drink of living water. And you would never thirst again. Broke me. I had been searched. I'd had that hole inside of me my whole life. I tried to fill it with drugs, with females, with anything I could. Violence, I tried to fill that hole so I had some meaning, so I had some purpose and some worth. And here's this guy who's offering this woman who's everything I ever was. And he's telling her, man, if you knew who I was, you'd ask me for a drink, and I would give you the drink of living water. And you'd never thirst. That means I'd be full, I'd be whole. I gave my life to Christ. I turned around right there, and I got on my knees in front of my chair. I sat there. I don't know how long I sat there. My friend Jack came by. He tapped me on the shoulder. He said, Danny, he said, God already knows you ain't got to confess every sin, dog. We'll be here for hours. So it's kind of funny. So, but that day, there were things that changed about me that even though I backslid hard and I got wrapped up in drugs when I got out, there were things about me that were never the same. I'd gotten married again when I got out and had a baby girl, coolest kid on the planet, named her Mara Jade. And, you know, I took serious being a dad. That was I wanted to be a dad. I was born to be a dad. Well, what I also did at the same time without knowing is my daughter became like my idol. She was before everybody. My wife, God, everybody. My kid was first. And so I was clean for 4.5 years, and then my wife disappeared with my kid. And I didn't know how to live anymore. I couldn't understand it. I didn't understand why. And I started shooting up dope again that night. And that went on hard for a couple of years. That last time, I'd taken a big shot of dope and I died. It had fentanyl in it. And I didn't know. And, well, then I came back. It's crazy. You never think you're going to have to repent to God for putting your kid above him, for loving your kid too much. But I had to. That was part of what I had to do because I couldn't faithfully turn back to God when all I think about and all I care about is my kid. You know, and it never hit me. When I repented, it hit me. He said, Daniel, I love your daughter more than you ever could. Remember, I died for her. But when we begin to see it and we begin to allow him to do what he does and to change us the way that only he can change us, the possibility, they're endless. And we have the opportunity to pour into the lives of those around us. I know it's going to be a great ride, finding out where he takes me from here. And wherever he takes me, I'm ready to go. I'm all in.